Yo, what's decent? Yo, I had a crazy battle against this green giant looking ass dude, Shofu, son. This is VGC 2014. Let's get it going. He's gonna lead up with his Kangaskhan as well as his Aegislash. I'm gonna respond back with my Mega Aerodactyl as well as my Salamence. So I actually led up with Mets, which is a good ordeal in this case scenario because he leads out with Kangaskhan. So I'm able to get the -1 initially right off the bat against this thing. He's gonna figure out against my Salamence, which is a good ordeal because I did target the Aegislash with the Fire Blast. And I'm gonna set up a substitute, and he responds back by going for the Flash Cannon, which I guess in a sense before the animation completes itself would be targeting my Aerodactyl. I'm correct, so that's pretty good there. I'm contemplating about whether I want to keep substitute and or protect on this thing. I mean, it does have its ups and downs at the same time. I mean, if you predict the switch, you have a substitute up for the next Pokemon, but then again, if you like protect sometimes, yeah, I mean, they both have their uses and they both have their ups and downs. So now in the secondary turn, he's gonna predict me to target his Aegislash with the Salamence. I take that time, switch out to my Rotom Heat because I'm gonna Sky Drop the Kangaskhan, and on the way down I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp it so he can't avoid having this Kangaskhan being burned. So thinking I was gonna target his Aegislash with my Rotom Heat, he decides to switch out into something that will resist it, being his Tyranitar, which is not the case in this scenario because I do want to get the burn off on the Kangaskhan before it starts power up punching, but that's not the case because I happen to miss the Will-O-Wisp on the way down. So he gets a +2, and then afterwards I miss the Will-O-Wisp, so now I have to deal with a +2 threat here. I'm like, you know, that's not what I wanted to deal with. I mean, unless he's packing the Facade, I mean, it won't necessarily matter anyway. I mean, I personally pack Facade on my Mega Kangaskhan, so now I hesitated so long, you know, in this particular term, like with the Rotom, because I didn't know whether I wanted to switch right back out into my Salamence because it's at +1 at the moment because I was able to intimidate it. Now it's at +3, and I have to burn this thing, like literally. So I hesitated. I wanted to burn the Kangaskhan, but I thought it would be a little too obvious in a sense. And when the timer runs out, the game actually picks a move and a target on your behalf. So it picked for me to go for Overheat on a protected Tyranitar. So when I saw that, I facepalmed. I'm like, you know what? Let me calm down a little bit. So thankfully last turn, because he protected, he decides to switch out because he thought that I was going to target his Tyranitar, but this dude has a +3 Kangaskhan. I'm not letting that slide. Get out of here with that, man. You gotta get burned. I'm sorry, dude. So now I can kind of ignore the Kangaskhan. Not really. It's still like, I guess like a +1 in this case scenario because it's burned. It'll have the attack stat, so it's +1. Now I'm just able to, I guess, attack the Aegislash. So that's what I'm going to decide to do. I'm going to Hydro Pump as well as Overheat the Aegislash before it gets the chance to do anything. So Overheat should knock it out. Hydro Pump is just a little bit of help just in case the Overheat just fails to knock it out. But he freaking survives! Are you kidding me? What is that? And on top of it, this dude has a weakness policy. What is... Wow! No! By the way he's playing, I can see that he has Talonflame, man. Just by the way he's playing. And I'm like... Rotom Heat, man, was so key, and that Will-O-Wisp miss was very key too, because had I hit it, I would have went straight back into my Salamence because my Salamence is carrying the Charty Berry, so Tyranitar's Rock Slide, the damage output will be nullified, as well as I'll be able to get off a nice little Intimidate both on the Tyranitar and the Kangaskhan because that's what he had out at the time. Aegislash should not even be in play right now. I should have been able to intimidate something else that would have came in, either his Talonflame respectively, I think he has Talonflame at this point, and or his T-Tar. So I'm like, you know, this is something wasted. I feel like I'm a turn behind with everything. His freaking Kangaskhan lived too. So that didn't help, you know, it probably lived with like maybe 2 or 3 HP. So now his Talonflame comes in unscathed completely by my Intimidate because it was a turn earlier. He's going to target the Salamence because it's ideal for me to go for the Protect with my Ludicolo, which I do have. So I went for the complete opposite. I went for the Hydro Pump on the Talonflame, and I decided to go and target the Aegislash with Fire Blast coming from Salamence. Now, if Talonflame was Choice Banded, it wouldn't even matter. I don't even know if it's Choice Banded. If you're watching, tell me if you're Choice Banded. But if you're not Choice Banded, then that Intimidate was so crucial. Then that means that it would have knocked you down to a Tyranitar left over. So you have to have Ludicolo as well as a breaking Salamence to deal with. So that was a crazy game. At the end of the day, luck or not, I still lost, you know. So I'm just gonna accept that humbly. And I definitely did have a lot of fun. Peace. What you doing?